Coach, with the 2016-17 season now officially underway, can you talk about some of the positives that your team took away this past weekend at Minnesota?
With heading out to Minnesota, I thought our team performed fairly well for our first weekend of the year. It's not easy going into the defending national champs building and on a banner-raising night, number 2 ranked team in the country. So, that can, being a young team, that can get some nerves going pretty easily with our kids, and I thought we got off to a real good start to the year. I thought we had made things very difficult on Minnesota where they didn't have any easy looks. We defended very well. We had great sticks. We had good back pressure on any of our other areas, and we just made things hard on them. And there was times through the game too where we had some offensive zone time. We didn't register any shots, but missed nets and things like that. But we created some chances that, if we can execute a little bit better, we could have maybe got on the board in that first night. Second night out in Minnesota there, again, one of our things is resiliency, and coming out of the second night hoping that we have a good performance back-to-back nights, because if you're going to win anything conference-wise or nationally, you have to be able to string some wins together and be able to come back from both nights. So that was one of our focuses on Saturday afternoon there, and I thought we did another good job. Again, we got off to a decent start there, keeping it scoreless, and then we battled back from a couple opportunities there to make it 3-2 going into the third, where we gave up a 5-on-3 power play goal in the second period there, and then fatigue started to kick in there in the third. They're a very tough team to keep pace with, very good skating team. So from that standpoint, I think that was more our issue in the third was our conditioning and just playing at that tempo for 120 minutes. We're just not there yet, but it's early, so I was very happy with our group's performance through the weekend.
So as you kind of touched on, it definitely appeared as your team got off to 2 strong starts each night, and you were tied after the first period in each game, and you trailed by 1 goal heading into the third period on Saturday. So what do you attribute the strong starts to playing at the defending national champions?
I think they're just our preparation. Our kids have done a very good job over the first couple of weeks here of practice. They're really buying into what we're trying to teach them right now as far as systematically, and then just young energy as well. They're excited. The Gophers were excited to have a banner raising night, and our kids are just excited to get the season started and try and again keep building this program and put ourselves on the map and make us a program that people worry about, versus thinking that we're the patsy that everyone's just going to run over, because that's not what we're about. That's not the program that we are, and we'll see how it shakes out for the rest of the year.
So, Coach, looking forward to this weekend, another tough opponent. Northeastern's coming to town. How do you feel your team is in terms of preparation for this first opening home series?
Again, we're just sticking to the process. Again, Northeastern, very good team. I believe they're a preseason number 9. In the USHO top 10 and USA Today polls. So again, very, very, very good team. They didn't graduate a large number of players. They did lose one player that was pretty impactful for them in Kendall Coyne, but the well wasn't dry with what they have. They brought in a good freshman class, so they're going to have some young kids in there as well, but they're a very good opponent, very good skating team. So our preparation doesn't change. We're still working on ourselves right now, making sure that we're doing what we need to do, and not focusing too much on our opponent as far as what they're doing as far as power play, penalty kill, any of that stuff. We just got to make sure that we're fine-tuning what we do and making sure our habits are good, and then we'll keep building from there.
So with a lot of new faces on the ice this year, and then some old faces and new roles with the team, did anybody stand out this weekend at Minnesota or even this week in practice?
Happy just with all of our young kids. Just happy with everything that they did this past weekend. Again, that's not an easy environment for your first ever college hockey game. I thought both our goaltenders played well on the weekend. Joe played well stopping 27-30 on the first night. And then, like I said, we kind of left Morgan out to dry a little bit in the third, but she played well and made some big saves through her game as well. Taylor Gerard got her first career goal. Corbin Welsh, sophomore, got her first career goal. So that was good to see. That we might have some secondary scoring after losing Shara from last year, who had a lot of our goals last year. Hopefully we can do a little bit more by committee this year. But, giving up 30 and 32 shots, I think it was, on the weekend, only giving up 62. 3 years ago, they were giving up 70 in one game. So against those types of opponents. So just real happy with the whole group as a whole with how they played and defended. And we'll just need to keep working on the conditioning and try and find ways to generate more offense, which we haven't worked on a whole lot, to be quite honest with you, to this point of the year.
So that, as you just said, Jolena Morgan played really well this weekend, including the PK unit, killed off 5 of 6 opportunities. So what impressed you the most on the defensive end of the ice?
As far as our penalty kill, I thought we did good jobs of steering the Gophers to areas, and not letting them spread us out, or we could stay pretty compact with things. They maybe tried to overplay a few times that we were able to get some full ice clears off of, but again, that's kind of our style a little bit with the kill. And just sacrifice blocking shots. We blocked a ton of shots this past weekend. I'm not sure what the game stats show, but we showed anywhere from 20 to 30 both nights that we blocked, and that's not just hitting a stick or anything. That's getting their body in front of it and taking heaters from there. And we got a tough group of kids that are willing to pay the price, and that's really what penalty killing's all about, being intelligent and willing to pay the price. And I thought our kids did a very good job of that. And the power play goal they did score, like I said, was a 5-on-3. We ended up taking 2 penalties we had a 2-on-1 opportunity, and we ended up taking 2 penalties on it. I don't know how that happens, but so they had a full 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes, and I think it was 16 seconds left is where they scored. So we hadn't worked on our 5-on-3 either. They actually called a timeout as well before the 5-on-3 to set it up, because I doubt they had worked on it before either. So they were, we weren't expecting that stuff. That's just early season things that you got to deal with. But I was real happy with that as a whole.
So, Coach, last October, your team went to Boston and knocked off the then number 9 ranked Huskies in a true road game. So 15 girls from that team are on this year's roster. So is there a sense of confidence in the locker room?
I don't know if you we're a confident team. Yes. Okay, that's what I want our group to be, and I want us, whether we're playing Northeastern or Minnesota or anything, I want our group to be confident that they can get the job done. What I don't think we are is overconfident. That's a big mistake. That one, we really haven't proven anything. That was one game, on the road. They maybe took us lightly last year. They won't be taking us lightly this year, so our kids are going to have to be ready to take on a little bit of a storm, I imagine. I think we had a little bit of effect on their national tournament placing last year was while they were in the national tournament with the loss to us last year. So they're going to have a little bit of chip on their shoulder coming in here and wanting to prove that it was a one-time type of thing, and our kids will be ready to show that it wasn't just a lucky night or anything like that. I thought we played well when we played them last year, but it isn't going to come easy. We got to make sure that we're working and earn it from there, because they're not going to be taking it light on us, and nor should they.
Coach Spencer, thank you very much, and good luck this weekend with Northeastern.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.